Getting to know our employees is a passion of mine. And so today I am here to introduce our creative director. Go ahead and take some time and let everybody know who you are.
Sure. Hi, guys. My name is Tom Cranstoun. I'm the creative director here at Lunchbox. I've been with the company for just over a year now, some change. And yeah, I oversee the product team, product design team, brand design team, and marketing design team. So kind of all over the place in a lot of meetings.
Is that where you started?
No, I originally started. I think I started off in our studio department as a designer, and that was, again, it kind of feels a bit strange sort of thinking about it now. But no, I started off in there, and I believe I was with studio for a week, and then eventually I got promoted into. I think Nabil gave me a ridiculous title, just in that that sort of middle ground. I think I was designer of special operations because. At that point, and still to this day, we have a lot of things going on. So it was just, I was able to jump into sort of fires wherever he saw fit. So baptism by fire is probably the most applicable phrase in my career, which is sort of nice.
Excellent. Yeah. So just taking it a one step back here. What brought you to Lunchbox in the first place?
The branding. I mean, my experience in design has sort of been varied, and I have a high-end sort of studio background. So, outside of that, I was really confined in my own roles professionally for the last couple of years. And, it was great to learn process and procedure, but sometimes as a designer, especially because it's a unique beast, you want something a bit more. You want something that's heading somewhere rather than giving ideas, creating designs, and they'll never see the light of day, and that does happen, and it's very disheartening. But at Lunchbox, in my first week, you were designing things that were in production the next day, the following day, and it was sort of nice to see that. So I'll say that it intrigued me, the new landscape, the youth, the young, the moving forward, and breaking eggs. And it was confirmed in my first week that was kind of the ethos, which is really nice.
Excellent. I know the branding itself brought me to the company. So it's just seeing the boldness of it, how loud it is. That's exactly what enticed me to want to even look into the roles that we have here. So, thinking about key moments in your career, what are some of the things that led you down the path to where you are today?
Part of it for me is understanding who I am as an employee and as a performer. What I valued, and some people value money, some people value friendship, camaraderie, and some people value teamwork, and some people value the whole sort of kit and caboodle. And I don't know, and I'm sure you've met a lot of people who have those different priorities, and it's interesting to see. And for me, it was what led me sort of here, I think, is just wanting to do the next thing. I don't think, philosophically, I think we're all kind of just moving forward, and we're all doing things that are unknown. And, we often think that other people know what they're doing, but we're all kind of in the same, if you asked me, I'd be a little bit sort of a little bit worried. But no, I think for me, again, Lunchbox was a really fantastic place to do that. You had the ability as an employee to take ownership over something, whatever you wanted. And if you could exercise that, something that you genuinely wanted to take ownership over, eventually you end up the creative director.
Sure.
That's kind of my rule of thumb.
No, I love that. And, just thinking outside of the typical questions I would ask during these interviews, just thinking about where you're at now. As a kid, what did you think you would be when you were to grow up?
Oh, I'm one of seven. So I'm one of seven. I have a twin sister. So it's a rat race there, and both my parents are ophthalmologists. They're eye surgeons, and actually, one of our new designers, her father is an ophthalmologist too, and we were talking about what it's like being a creative child of a medical professional. And my parents weren't heavy on that. I think if I went into the medical profession, they'd be upset because they I think themselves felt stifled by it. But no, I wouldn't ever think that I was. Not only that, in America, living in I'm in Seattle now as a designer for a company based in New York. Yeah, I don't think I would have put money on it.
How fun. Yeah, just thinking about careers and the things that lead you from one step to the next. What keeps you motivated?
I mean, a lot of things. And again, I touched on it earlier about, the integrity of work, the quality of work. and the actual motivation to do things. And design is strange because you have to be motivated. And that, for me personally, and my team, is that I found that it's off the court and on the court. You want someone to be motivated to work within the company confines, but also, you want them to have energy in the weekends to explore, to go to museums, to go to exhibitions. And, oftentimes when you are doing the grunt work, you don't have energy for that stuff. And so I think for me, the motivation is freeing up that time to do that, but also a lot of that stuff is impactful to what we actually do. And with the Lunchbox brand, we have this insane ability to just go. I think, Studio Freight, the company we worked with to create it, they've done an excellent job in I think bottling our energy. And there is this weird level of like, the sky is the limit. You can do whatever you want. I think Nabil once said it early in my early days that, our brand just isn't ordinary. So we don't do ordinary things, and that was, I think, perfect summary.
I love that. And that saying can go a long way. And it should entice those that want to be a part of that type of culture to look into Lunchbox and take a look for opportunities for themselves. It doesn't even have to be the role that you're in now. What would be the most proud, or what accomplishment are you most proud of so far being at Lunchbox?
Well, it's curious. I think, to be honest, I'd probably have to look through my NDAs or I have to look through that. I've been on a lot of special projects, which have seen, I have to do a lot of work with sort of unique companies and unique people. I think there's a lot of moments where, and again, I will have to double check and make sure I can say it. But no, I think my proudest moment is, it's day to day. It's quite strange. I don't think there's one particular moment. I think it's the fact that, early on and sort of speaking to the designers out there, is that, again, it is one of those things where suddenly I saw a design of mine in the flesh. Oh, and I should say that we did the New York Billboard Times Square takeover. That's a unique opportunity that we just tackled. There wasn't this insane sort of level of process. It was like looking around, saying we should do this, and we did it. Which is very unique. So that was a really nice moment.
Yes, that was very exciting to see, and I'd love to see in the future. I mean, there's so many cities around. You've got Austin, you've got Seattle. There's so many in between to see those types of marketing efforts or brand efforts taking place. Knowing that people are watching this video and maybe wondering how they can get down the path that you're on today, what advice would you give someone who is interested in being a creative director?
Sure. I think, the creative director position is quite strange because I think every sort of person kind of goes into it understanding, or maybe understanding a little bit about what it entails. And, it's strength of vision. I think more or less it is the ability to know where something's going 5 steps ahead, but it's also being malleable, and design, especially in sort of in our space, is that it works when it's goal oriented. Like, you can create the coolest thing, and I've done this before. You can create the coolest thing on the planet that you think is absolutely outstanding, but it wouldn't achieve the goal that it was set out to achieve, or maybe it doesn't have a goal that it's meant to achieve, and that feels deflating. It feels sort of sad. So what I would say that creative direction is the ability to manage people, to manage visions, and to manage expectations. And be careful what you wish for, because it is fun. It is great when it goes accordingly, but you are accountable. And like I said, my position here is to being accountable to the rest of the brand, to the hiring process, to people seeing any bit of marketing material out there. We are going to be essentially referenced by that marketing material, which is insane.
Right, absolutely. Well, I really appreciate you taking time to meet with me. People that are interested in going down the path, hopefully they find value in what you have to say. And thanks so much.
Hey, thank you very much, Sandy.